Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. So I was thinking of a line that Bobby Gillespie from Primal Scream has said before. It's not something that I necessarily believe, but he says, if you want to get to heaven, you gotta die. And it made me think about success in any creative endeavor. And I'm talking about the type of success anywhere from making a living, paying all of your bills primarily, 75%, 90% of your time is taken up by your creative endeavor. So like, for example, for me, when I lived in Las Vegas, I was a DJ. I was fortunate enough after a few years to get sponsored by Red Bull. And so they brought me a ton of gigs, weird gigs too. I ended up DJing one of the guys from Monty Python's personal party. Anyway, strange things that you end up being a part of. But the good thing about that is if you have good people, you can, maybe some of the events you won't really enjoy, but you can maintain a living and still get the cool gigs you love on the weekend, playing at clubs or raves or events or wherever. But one of the things that you really have to watch out for, to go back to that quote, if you want to get to heaven, you got to die. Well, what does it mean by heaven? Well, that's up to you. What is your heaven? Do you want to be the best DJ in the world? Do you want to make music like The Weeknd or Post Malone or someone like that? Well, if you do, and you want to get to that level, let me tell you, there is the person that you are maybe now, you will not recognize when you get to that level, looking back. And there's a number of reasons why. One, I truly believe that because of creative people and because of our passion, we have this desire to get immersed in things. And so when we get offered opportunities, if we don't have business savvy in the beginning, or we're young and we're just ready to jump right in, we don't really think about too much of the contract or the payment or all this type of stuff, you can end up getting really screwed. And let me tell you, especially in cities that are like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, where, stuff is happening. There's promoters everywhere. There's celebrities everywhere. I mean, you name any celebrity, I've probably met them, because in Las Vegas, everybody would come through there. So it gets very easy to network. And that's cool. And you think, oh, that's awesome. I've had great experiences. When I met Jack White, I had red covers on my turntables. And he came into the Red Bull Lounge from Vegas. Daft Punk played Vegas, by the way. Even though I was DJing in a different tent, they performed on the main stage. That was super cool. So did Tom Petty. So I met Tracy Chapman, met a bunch of cool people. Jack White was super cool. But some people are total jerks. And you're like, oh, man, I wish I had never met that person, because now, like, every time I listen to their music or watch their movies, I'm going to remember this experience I had. But that's just the base of it. Like, there are people that are looking to rape you, guy or woman, doesn't matter. There are people constantly willing to drug you. I've been drugged multiple times. If you've ever seen the movie The Hangover, it was literally like that. I've woken up in places and I don't even recognize the place. Don't know who the people are around me. Don't even know what city I'm in. I mean, weird things have happened. Your pants are missing. I mean, those things happen. And a lot of it is because we're so excited to jump into something that we don't stop to think, whoa, there is some bizarre, weird, dark vibes coming from that person right over there. And I know they're talking to the club promoter, and they're talking to the event coordinator, and the chief of police, and the guy who's in charge of bringing in all the drugs. They're all talking and coordinating, and I'm making a deal with them. That needs to sink in, because especially in Vegas, here in Tucson, cartels are everywhere now. And that was 20 years ago, or yeah, starting 20 years ago. I don't know what it's been like since 2008, but those are just some of the dangers. And let me tell you, the dark side of creativity is amazing. But if you know anything about psychology and our shadow self and the dark side that we try to hide to the world, that comes out because people are partying. People feel like their managers and everyone around them are keeping them safe, which they are. And they get into some crazy stuff. One time a person OD'd on it was a New Year's Eve event. I was DJing, and if someone OD'd, what would happen in Vegas, they'd call the police would come in, the event would get shut down because of the OD. So in order to keep the event going long enough so that the cops didn't shut it down, they just stuffed the guy who was overdosing in a closet, threw a rug over him, and locked him in there until the club closed. Now, I don't know what happened to him, if he died, if he lived. But yeah, that's just some of the things that you see. Underneath the DJ booth at the Hard Rock, there was this little flap that would flip down. And there was always a plate of cocaine in there. Same for all the restaurants. All the high-end restaurants in Las Vegas, many of the chefs have coke everywhere. Like, people don't see that side of Vegas. But when you're on the back end of everything, it's a whole different world. So you really have to think about who you're dealing with. Even people that you think are like well off, they have their own restaurants, the name on their restaurant, they will steal your wallet so they can go buy more coke. And you're like, dude, don't you make like millions of dollars? Like, I'm only getting paid $300 a gig, and you're ripping off my wallet? So those are all things that have happened. It's amazing I'm still alive, honestly. Yeah, so those are just some of the things to watch out for. Just know that you can be the most talented person in the world. And maybe with some people like Michael Jackson, whatever, maybe they would have got to that level on their own. But his dad, I've met that family. I've met many of the Jacksons, and it's just sad to see how family members will exploit talents of creative people so they can make money or they can become famous. And so that's something that I have personally experienced. Also, I would say that the really good friends, like really good friends that I can tell anything to, I can count on one hand. And when I used to work at the clubs, my phone would die because so many people would be calling, trying to get in. I had probably 200 people anytime in my phone. I could call up, they would show up wherever I wanted. And as soon as you move away, or as soon as you don't have those cool gigs, guess what? Psst, they act like they don't even know you. So those are just things that you have to deal with the more and more you become successful. And it gets hard to know who are my real friends, And so I would argue that you want people that tell you no occasionally. If they're always telling you yes, that's not good, because they're telling you yes because they want something out of it, most likely. But yeah, I just wanted to record this video. I'm trying to record a video a day, trying to share things that might help people. And yeah, I don't know how crazy Vegas still is, but I'm sure there's scenes like that everywhere. So I'll share some more stories. Blood, gore, and lots of sex stories. Yeah, wild parties and orgies. And I think it may have been an effigy, but it may have been a body. I don't know. I've seen, yeah, anyway. Next thing I know, cops be knocking at my door. Anyway, hope you all have a good day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you can. I'm trying to grow this channel. If there's things that you think I could work at more, put it in the comments. If there's something you want to hear about or talk about, let's put it in the comments. If there's an artist that you'd like me to talk to, put them in the comments. I know it's a small channel and it's growing. I really do want this to be a place where even in the future, people can come back and look and see all these cool talks and interviews with other artists sharing their stories, struggles, and triumphs. So that's what I want this to be. So I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.